Hello there, welcome to Two Fine Dinosaurs. That's Dr. Sinister.
Hello.
Hello, and I'm Siobhan. We are two old fan dinosaurs, and we're here to talk over Doctor Who for you.
I'm not as old as she is.
It's true. I'm going to be honest, I can't deny it. But as a result, we know all the little stories, the in-jokes, the behind-the-scenes nonsense. You get it all in one little package here. Sort of. Anyway, tonight, what are we looking at, Sin?
We're looking at the next of our Davros Odyssey.
Yes.
We didn't actually set out to do this. No. It's just that we started doing Genesis of the Daleks, and then we ended up doing Destiny. And
because it's your favourite.
We might as well do all of the Davros stories. So we're in a bit of a not a rut. It's a bit of a.
It's interesting.
A winning streak.
It's interesting to see how television progresses.
Hmm.
You know, looking at Daleks and looking at Davros just as the staple in that.
Yeah, and we will be going on to New Who.
New Who.
After this story. Because that's the next Davros story after this one.
Yep, we'll be doing the Stolen Earth. And unfortunately, the week after, we're going to be looking at Journey's End. Oh dear. Don't like that one. I'm probably in quite a minority there. So, we're watching on BritBox in the UK. I don't have sound because obviously I can't broadcast stuff for copyright reasons. And... oh, Sin, you'll never guess what I did.
What did you do?
I shut down my internet browser.
Oh.
So I now need to...
not a very good idea.
It's not. Oh,
can you press an undo button or something, or wind back time a little bit?
Let's have a look. Where's the wind back time button? Yes. That one.
Ah.
Okay.
Now, very unusually for a Doctor Who story, it doesn't start with the credits.
No, I think this is only the second cold open that Doctor Who's had.
What was the last one? Deadly Assassin? Castrovalva.
No, Deadly Assassin, the speech came after the credits, after the opening titles.
Okay, right.
But
so, yes.
A little bit of context. We'd had season 24, and back then, when I was young and foolish, I didn't really like season. I was getting very worried about Doctor Who. And then this turned up. I'm saying no more. What we're going to do, I say BritBox UK, we're on 0.00 on time. There's a picture of the Earth. Planet Earth is looking blue. There's nothing I can do, by the way. And
it's not really quite blue. It's more sort of bleh.
It's a marble. Actually, it looks like marble. If you look at it, it could just be a circular photo of a floor.
Yes.
Is that all we are?
We're just a piece of floor.
Yeah.
We are a science experiment in somebody's cupboard that's been forgotten for decades, actually.
Oh, we're going to have to get ready for the coming of the great washing. Right.
Off the Petri dish.
Yeah. I will say 3, 2, 1, go. And on go is when you hit play. Right. So are you ready?
I am indeedy ready.
Wow. 3, 2, 1, go.
Oh, it's John F. Kennedy.
It is.
Well, I mean, that's kind of appropriate.
Well, it is, isn't it? I mean, it's setting the scene, 1963.
Yes.
Man speaking French. I'm pretty sure that might be de Gaulle, if I'm honest with you.
Yeah. Oh, here's Martin Luther King.
Yeah.
And there's something.
It's a matter
around the Earth.
What a brilliant way to start a new series.
It's a different sort of Dalek spaceship.
It is. But then, as we will come to see, Dalek tech has gone off in a whole different direction because of reasons. You've got
Now,
two lots
am I
of
right?
Dalek
In,
tech.
am I right in remembering that this is the longest title sequence of Classic Who?
Yes, the diddly dum one.
Yes,
Diddly dum de dum de daddly diddly dum de daddly daddly de. This is the one Delia Derbyshire didn't like.
didn't like. Right.
Now, I don't know if it's apocryphal.
This was state of the art at the time. The titles.
Yes, the music she didn't like.
Yeah, but the trouble is the rocks look like bits of paper now.
But it was you're right, it was state of the art at the time.
Oliver
Coal
Elm?
Hill, straight in.
Yes. Bang. Pamela Salem. I love
Someone
Pamela
who
Salem.
looks like Barbara but isn't.
Yeah.
I suppose we've got to point out this is the opener for the 25th anniversary season. We've had 25
yes.
anniversary seasons. It's a Silver
Yes,
Jubilee.
indeed.
I don't think we'll do Silver Nemesis.
No, it's the same story. Anyway.
Very possibly the TARDIS didn't have a back to it there. I'm not going to go back and look, obviously, but...
No.
Oh, creepy girl.
That's somewhat apocryphal.
Why did you let her leave the TARDIS with it?
Exactly.
Oh, spooky girl gone.
Yeah.
And this is when the season 24 stuff, hangover, started to just change.
Okay.
It's
Explain.
something about Sylvester.
Explain.
It's something
Yes.
about the way Sylvester's acting.
Right.
It's more serious.
More
And
gravitas.
it does... I don't know. He's straight into it, which, as we will find out, he knows what's going on.
Oh, yes. Yes.
But
Indeed.
The change in Doctor between the last season and this one, and the change in the tone of the series.
It's like they've obviously had some time together in between the two.
Oh, yeah. Well, they sat down with the writers as well.
I mean, the characters, I mean.
Oh,
They
yes.
had-
Yeah. Sorry, yes, you're quite right.
Which is good, because it leaves
And
lots
here
of
we go
space for
again.
finished stuff.
What's he up to?
What's
What is
the girl
she
up
up to? And we're in Walford, everyone. This is the set of the cafe in Walford. It's not.
Is it
But
actually?
could no, I don't think it is. But it bloody well. It's the dead spit.
It's similar. Calf's calf.
Calf's calf, yeah. Or Ali's calf, as it
Ali's
used to be.
calf, as it
Yeah.
was at the time, yeah.
Antenna humming, according to the subtitles.
That'd be a good name for a band.
Antenna humming. John Peel name
Yes.
game today.
I always wondered what he was doing with the umbrella. Is he looking at the wavelength? What's he doing exactly?
Some form of measurement, but as the umbrella doesn't actually. Yeah, that's a bit of nonsense, isn't it? Now, I'm sorry. With all respect to Dursley McClendon, he plays him, and he died sadly.
He
He was
did, yes.
apparently a lovely man.
Yes.
He does play Mike very creepy. I mean, look at that. Straight in the face.
Yeah. Well,
It's Harry playing Harry. He plays Harry in everything he's in.
is that because he can't remember the name of the character?
Very probably.
There's a few actors that do that.
Oops.
Oh, Christ on a bike. Now what's this?
Imperial money.
It makes no sense to me.
It was around when I was little, but I can't remember it. What are you doing, child?
Don't lick parts of the playground. You never know what's
Who
been
was the
on it.
first Doctor to do that? Because, I mean, later Doctors do it. Licking things.
Yeah.
And this is when it gets creepy. It's a Doctor at the gate. What
She knows
the
what's going
hell
on.
is going on? And straight away, I immediately thought, all right, he's in league with them.
Yeah. And just gets in the back of the van.
Yeah, like I say, and it only slowly occurred to me as the scene progressed that no, he isn't. He's just walked in.
Yeah.
God, I love McCoy's Doctor. I really do. When he plays it straight and serious, he is superb.
Yeah. The thing is, I was raving to my stepfather at the time about this story, and
Yes.
then the next week the Happiness Patrol came on.
I had the same thing, but with the Star Trek fan club in Jersey. I played at the videotape with both, and I played the Remembrance of the Daleks. I was so proud of it, and they insisted on watching what came next.
Yeah.
Now, nowadays,
Yeah.
I adore the Happiness Patrol.
I was going to say precisely the same thing, but
back then we were serious.
The exact words my stepfather said to me were, "I thought you said this was good," and I never tried showing him anything again.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the TARDIS is missing its back.
So they've got one old car parked at the end of the road. Unfortunately, there's a scene later on in this episode where it's quite obvious that the cars are not all so old.
Are we ready for the cameo of Dot Cotton? We've had the cafe. There she is, at the front right. It's Dot Cotton, everyone.
Now, can I just say, this scene in the junkyard absolutely blew me away when it happened. When
it was just done so well.
When the thing that's about to happen actually happened, my jaw hit the floor. I was amazed.
Not the only jaw-dropping moment in this story.
Absolutely.
It's absolutely brilliant.
Yes. I'm very perceptive.
What a stupid bloody question.
You must be with the military. How do you know? Yeah. It's the slip later on where he goes to call him Brigadier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we're seeing sort of bits like this. Like I say, Pamela Salem's character, Rachel.
Yeah.
She's different from Barbara, but she has the Barbara vibe. Yeah?
She's got
Chunky
this
there.
Shaw vibe as well.
Yeah, a bit that. Chunky there. He's the Brigadier substitute.
Yeah.
Alison, Joe, possibly? I think we might be reading too much into it, though. Humans, what a predictable response.
Yeah. The Doctor likes humans, but he can be contemptuous at times.
He can, yes.
She's got a big scarf on. This is Osgood. It's Osgood.
Well, I think that's a college scarf. I think they were both dragged down from Cambridge.
Yes.
And that's purely sure.
Yeah, absolutely. She wasn't happy about that.
Oh, bless. Spot Corporal Jones from Dad's Army when they do their little bit of drill.
I do like the use of period equipment and vehicles.
Yeah, it's RAF as well, not Army. They paid attention. And Jones didn't make it. Do try to get it right next time, Jonesy. I mean, I was sitting here, I was gobsmacked watching this.
Yeah, absolutely.
It was a case of I'm watching a different programme.
Oh, yeah. Now, I did like the previous season, whatever.
It grew on me. It got better. The start was very poor. And that's...
I liked it. I liked it at the time, but this was a quantum leap.
Oh, yeah. And like I said, I was worried about Doctor Who. Obviously, I'm older now. I look back at season 24, and apart from Time in the Rani, I can still... I look at it now, and I'm very impressed with it. Especially considering poor old Andrew Cartmel was fighting Pip and Jane Baker over Time in the Rani.
Right. Here we go. Here we go. The thing is about to happen.
There's tipping. He's dead, sadly.
Shit. What's this?
Oh, wow. We've not seen that before.
No.
And that's where they get it from nowadays. Except I noticed... The ultimate... Even the Daleks, the skeletons didn't seem to be negative. They just seemed to be whiter than they were.
That was the ultimate Dalek extermination effect.
Oh yeah, that was the fact for fandom just going, wow.
Yeah. Of course, they had the old rope. They had the rope on the guy and jerked him back.
Yeah. Sylvester being a little gnome. Ooh. Slightly clunky dialogue there. Oh, dear, 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 dear. And, of course, Chunky here, old Gilmore, he was instrumental in the starting of UNIT.
Indeed.
Basically, after the...
I love that line.
After, what's that?
Little green blobs in bonded polycarbide armour.
There's us going, hang on, I thought it was Dalekanium.
Well, I guess that's the name of it. I don't know.
I can't remember what I was saying. Oh, yeah, it ended up after the London incident, the Yeti on the Underground.
Yeah.
Ended up meeting Lethbridge Stewart in a club, having a chat with him.
Is this in a Big Finish?
No. Lethbridge, it's in a book. Lethbridge Stewart did a thing. What did it do? My memory. He basically went to the UN, had a closed-door session with them. Delegates were reported leaving white-faced, and Lethbridge Stewart got everything he wanted. Go look at the clunky radio. Yeah, exactly. They'd done their research. Oh. And of course, using the thermal imaging camera for the first time. I don't think they use the thermal imaging camera now. They just put a screen over it. Now, one of my little problems is about
to come. Bit wobbly.
Yeah, it's a wobbly Dalek. They were trying out a new system. Larger balls underneath, which is why they wobble around. I also do not like the fact that they've stunted the front of the Dalek. They've basically reduced the angle of the front.
Well, these are Necros Daleks repainted, aren't they? This particular one, anyway.
I think so. The trouble is, there's so many Daleks on Necros, so many Daleks here. We need to go to...
rather than reuse the Necros Daleks for the Imperial Daleks, which were already white and gold, they repainted the white and gold ones and then made new white and gold ones. It never made much sense to me.
Well, yeah. I'm going to have to go to Dalek 63 to 89. No, 63 to 88. I do apologise. I thought this was a nice little thing.
Oh, on fire.
It's me. Yeah, and again, another nice touch.
Yeah. Boom.
White to clear out.
And it's a bit dead.
Otherwise she hits the door on the way round.
Yeah.
Well, concussion at least, surely.
Never trust a homemade explosive fuse. Nothing. It's just fill the school with guns.
Yes. Again, nice reminder. And this actually becomes pertinent to the plot.
Yeah. And there's bricks buried in the thing.
Yeah. Oh, that's the shot from the trailer.
Yeah.
These Daleks.
Yeah.
It's coming up any second now. Oh, God, I remember those old vans. They really were crap.
Never driven one.
Borrowing your van. Wait for cheesy smile to camera.
Yeah.
There it is.
Oh, what a girl. And it's here you can see that it's elevated on a trailer. And the cars in the background are not 1963 vehicles.
I think you might be right there. But I remember we were watching on small televisions back then, 625 lines, you know?
Yeah.
With NICAM digital stereo in some areas. Nice job. Unfortunately, the blackout didn't quite last long enough.
Nah. I think that's part of the humour, though.
Yeah. Quick history of the Daleks. That's all you need to know about them. Except,
you don't need to know much more.
They're filled with hate.
Quick introduction,
As their grubby little protuberances. That was written for Sylvester. That had to be. suddenly fan genes going, wait, what? The Hand of Omega? What?
Big info dump there.
Yeah. All right, history of the Daleks, but Hand of Omega? First of all, how did Omega get something named after him? We know what Rassilon's like.
Yeah.
Now, this is a weird little scene.
Well, Mr. Ratcliffe's a fascist, isn't he?
Yeah, but it's a weird little scene. Why would you bring civilians in? I mean, obviously we know the situation with Mike, but
yes,
it's still... I like this. It's the officer's mess.
Yeah. Oak-lined walls.
Yeah.
Lots of coats of arms and things.
Yep. That's definitely the officer's mess. Oh, creepy girl. God, imagine how old she is nowadays. Oh, God.
Oh, God, yeah.
Mr. Bronson, you boy.
I met him.
Now, Mr. Bronson, the headmaster, or Michael Sheard?
Michael Sheard. I got a photo of me with him. Very nice man he was.
Yes, I gathered that. I saw a little clip of him.
Very, very nice. Died way ahead of time, really.
Definitely. Where
played Hitler in an Indiana Jones film. And was, of course, in lots of Doctor Who.
And, of course, he played Hitler in The Tomorrow People.
Aha.
What a great line. We've got reason to believe there's a great evil somewhere at work in this school. Yeah, this is the door. Please pass through it.
And he's a Dalek agent.
Has to be. Has to be. I know the incidental music of this very, very well. When I moved to Manchester, the only cassette we had was the 25th anniversary album, which is all Keith McCulloch's music.
Yeah, I've got that.
It was played over and over again because we had no other music. This is people who weren't Doctor Who fans.
Yes, under guard with the wrong people.
Yeah. I like the heaviness, the way that actually does feel like it's a metal, or sounds. They convince it's a metal object being pushed onto the thing.
Yes.
I'm saying that without the sound on. I've watched this too many times.
A very green van.
Very green. 60s green, that is.
Green.
Oh, subtle. Just leave them there.
Yeah, doesn't care about them.
Straight away, Gilmore would immediately go, right, let's get that association.
Yeah.
Now then, question, is this Ian's lab?
I think it's implied. It's a different book, though, isn't it?
It's not the same book. And Susan never returned her copy.
That's a new one the school had to buy because she never put it back.
It's like they were talking to the headmaster. It's go, you're a little overqualified for the position we're thinking he's come. You know, obviously it's going to be science teacher.
The scary thing is this was made closer to 1963 than we are to it now.
Oh, shut up.
That's the freaky thing.
The thing is, it stands up. I'm sorry, it stands up. Yes, it has
made...
its wobbles, but it stands up.
Yeah, it was only 25 years after 1963, and we're what? We're 30.
Do you really want to do this maths? It can't end well. You did? Hang on. What? Suddenly a whole new mythology opens up.
Yep.
Or as the kids would say nowadays, law! Something very dangerous. They were a superb partnership, those two.
Yes.
I'm talking about the Dalek and Ratcliffe. And it's a case of, hang on, what's this?
Yeah, well, we all assumed it was Davros.
We all assumed it was Davros, but the voice was a bit different. It's actually voiced by John Leeson.
Okay.
I mean, they pulled their stops out for Dalek voices in this one. There's 3 Dalek voices. And then there's Leeson for this. Royce Mills, Brian Miller, and Roy Skelton. The only thing that does bug me, and I've said this on the main show, is the fact the modulation of the Daleks, they don't keep it consistent. You can understand the new ones having that different modulation,
Is this a set or is this on location?
This is
scene?
a set.
Okay, because it's very well done.
Oh yeah, I mean it
It's
switches to location
It's seamless.
at the end of episode 2.
Yeah, but it's like the dressing of the rooms and the room they were just in. It's seamless. And we got another dropping moment about to come up.
Oh Christ, yes. This had me babbling to anybody who would listen at work. Oh my
Yep.
God!
We always knew it was possible, but we people for years just making the same old joke, and they still do make the same old joke.
I know.
But 1988. Here you go.
Love the Art Deco design.
Yeah, it's very Dalek-y.
Yeah, and yet it still has a certain style.
Yeah.
The art lies in it being here. And this is a lovely little thing.
The organic element of appearing before they.
So much
casing.
thought has been put into this.
Yeah, it's a labour of love.
Yeah, yes, very much so, I would have thought.
There's a sort of shimmering effect as well. It's not just a fade.
Mm-hmm. There's colour shimmer and everything else like that.
Yeah. Pew!
And that's in the trailer as well.
Yeah. But there's an operator on the station. We
don't know that yet.
Spoilers.
Yeah.
Dangerous things.
Tricky things, mammoths.
Yes.
Actually, I had to say that to somebody the other day in all seriousness. Operator.
Here we go.
Alarm bells start to ring.
Yeah.
A typical Doctor move, that, quite frankly. And Roy Skelton, full-on modulation, giving it the balls.
Yeah. And he's vicious here.
Yeah.
That's vicious.
That is nasty.
That's Mr. Bronson.
And there we go. In the
Holy
book, all
shit.
you have is the Doctor thinking, so that's how they do it. You've got to remember, technically this wasn't the first time. It was Revelation of the Daleks, except it just didn't work.
Yeah.
And yes, you can see a string holding onto the Dalek. There we go.
Wow.
Right. We're going to stop that. Oh, fuck. This is episode 2. I'm taking it right back to the beginning.
I'm doing the same. Mine started immediately.
Let me just see if there's anybody saying anything at all. No, we have a viewer, though. Hello, a viewer.
Hello, a viewer.
It's probably my friend, the Russian bot.
Ah. My regards to Mr. Putin.
Kindly tell him I'd like a word, please. Not over tea. Okay, so, before we continue, I mean, just quickly thinking back there, we have been heaping praise. We really have.
As opening episodes for a story, let alone a season go, it's tough to beat that.
Was it Wired magazine or Loaded magazine called this story one of the reasons to be alive in 1988?
Wow.
Don't know who wrote it.
That's, well.
Yeah, frankly. I mean, I'm not going to argue with that.
No.
It was like, we've got a whole new beginning again.
Yeah.
It's a shame it didn't kick off like this last year. And obviously it's a shame that they didn't get the chance to finish what they were trying to do. One more year, that's all it needed.
But given that we'd had all the difficulties and we had a not terribly well received season, we're lucky that we got this.
Yeah, frankly. Especially, I mean, there was a lot of fan noise about season 24. For example, Chris Chibnall going on open air. Sliding off Pip and Jane Baker.
I went to a panopticon after episode 1 of Time in the Rani had been shown, and there were a lot of very depressed people there.
He says when DWB was in its ascendance,
Oh, very much so.
guiding
Yeah.
fandom's thoughts.
Yeah. And I wasn't very old at the time. I would have been 15, 16, something like that. And when I got introduced to DWB, it was a punch in the gut that people didn't actually like some parts of Doctor Who. I'd never come across this before.
No,
And-
I get you.
You know, and I sat down with a guy at the Panopticon, and he was so down on what we'd seen the week before, and it was quite upsetting in a way.
No, I can understand that. Even today, we'll watch an episode, and it hasn't. Well, it has actually. Forget the "Not My Doctor" crowd, though they'll always be there, bastards. I get very upset when I see people I know and some people who I respect just automatically slagging the programme off. And the thing is, it ruins my enjoyment of the programme. I'm seeing somebody else bitching about it, and it just makes... Why can't people be nice?
Agreed.
If you don't like it, don't watch it. Just stop watching it. Don't watch it and then come on Facebook to complain.
I saw a clip, an old clip, obviously, because he's dead now. Sean Locke was on, I don't know, Graham Norton or something, and he said he doesn't understand people who just complain about TV all the time because you've got a remote control.
Yes, exactly.
Just switch it off.
That's the trouble. It was happening back then, and it's happening now. Fandom basically turning around and saying, "Oh, this is our show,"
and it always will.
Oh yeah, human nature, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Shall we go on to episode 2? Now we've depressed everybody.
Let's do it.
Okay. We're not going to hit the skip intro button. We're still on 000000 for episode 2. Again, 3, 2, 1, go. Hit it when I say go.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1, go. Oh, there was a galaxy explosion and the Doctor Who theme, which is brilliant description for the death. Especially if they've never heard the Doctor Who theme.
Indeed.
I always thought these titles were too long.
I like them.
If you're sitting down watching 4 episodes of something on one trot, you've got to go through all this twice.
Yeah.
Now, Toby would be horrified at me saying that. But opening titles, they got it right the first time. This is just almost self-indulgent.
I like it. I like it.
Part 2. Stay where you are. Do not move. Watch the stairs shake. Whoop. Excuse me. Again, we point out how vicious that was.
He's neither in the groin.
I know. Little wobbly, but it's going up on... It's attached to like a train track on the side.
Yeah, it was a bar, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Or something. Yeah.
And you can, like I say, you can see a little bit of the string there.
Yeah.
I'm not quite sure what that's attached to be honest.
Is that controlling? Is that controlling the head movement?
It's too far for that. It's.
And Roy, he's just going a bit apoplectic there as it comes up.
The thing is, we know he can do it.
Yes. But I never understood why the Daleks just screamed exterminate without doing it, but now we know why they do that.
The novelisation of this explains.
They're charging their guns.
Well, yeah, and also it's intimidation. It's a tactic.
Yes.
Too many school dinners. There we go. And a first good look at the Imperial Dalek.
Yeah, with the new sucker.
Bit plasticky. Nice thought with the sucker.
Yeah.
Actually making it so you can plug it in and...
Turn stuff.
Seriously, dude, you don't just hand out your anti-tank rockets to anybody.
Well, I guess they're in a sealed-off area. Maybe the assumption is, or they must be allowed to be here. Don't know.
But the area isn't sealed off yet.
No.
Chunky hasn't got his stuff here.
So, given that this man can clearly repair the equipment, why would you also need a Dalek operator anyway?
Why not?
Fair enough.
They've got to do something. There's an ongoing gag about pens in
He
this.
asks for his pen back.
Yeah,
Doesn't
the
care
Doctor
about
keeps
the.
trying to give pens away. Oh dear.
Hello.
I have to admit, I'm looking forward to season 25 coming out on Blu-ray.
Yes.
It's a shame you didn't have the darker jacket for this one, but
Oh, that would have been amazing. Yeah.
because that darker jacket worked.
Wasn't that his hat?
I don't know if it actually was his hat, or this constipated Dalek. You will be exterminated.
Yeah, he sounds like he's eating his breakfast.
It's Royce Mills, I think. Or it could be Brian Miller, I can't remember.
Now, I needn't point out that in an enclosed space such as that, an exploding anti-tank rocket would have killed everything in the room. But hey-ho.
And here we go. Little bit more mystery kicking off. What the hell? This is different from the Doctor. The Doctor doesn't do this. The Doctor stumbles into a situation and just improvises madly.
Yeah.
Not this time.
No.
And not in the next story. Not in the next
See that
story.
green ceiling up there?
I'm aware of it, yes.
Were they? Do you think they were meant to mat something in there? It's very green.
You make a fair point. I'm not sure.
Aliens. Maybe not. I'm overthinking things.
For old Gilmore. The countermeasures range from Big Finish is really good.
Yeah, I've not heard those.
They're worth it. They're in two time periods, 1960s, then they moved to 1970s. There we go, this is the evacuation.
Okay, right, fair enough. I'm ahead of myself.
You are a little, but that's okay. So are you saying Daleks are smelly?
Yeah, she's Dalekist.
Daleks have no noses.
Good point.
Canon. Curse fatal death.
And they can't see the colour red.
Yeah. And
If
the
you
letter
read the
J
annual.
is an insult.
Does that mean the red Dalek in Daleks Invasion Earth was invisible?
Yes! It was a cunning plan on their part. They hadn't worked out that humans could see it. Meanwhile, in Walford...
Yes.
Oh, it's a shame the rest of this scene got cut. It's on as an extra on the DVD. What happens after the discussion? And this is a wonderful discussion. That gentleman there ended up being in The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air and very famous in America.
Yes.
That isn't creepy at
He
all.
was a cane cutter.
Oh, you're a little bit here. I'm
I am a bit. I'm predicting the line. Don't worry.
Okay.
I'm with you.
And here we go. The first example of this Doctor thinking things through differently.
Yeah, on the face of it, this is a throwaway scene, but it does kind of have its place.
Very much. It has its place as establishing the new Seventh Doctor.
Mm.
And you can
The
hear the
manipulator.
Cartmel influences coming in then.
Yes.
I say Cartmel, also Uranovich and Platt. Oh, look at him. He does sad so well. He was in an episode of Rabsy Nesbitt, which was heartbreaking. That's a great line. And then the scene continues.
Right.
But
What else is said?
not much. The Doctor pays and
Good.
goes out John looks at the coinage and the date on it is wrong.
Oh, I do
And
vaguely
then all you
remember
get
that.
is this
Actually,
ghostly look of Sylvester through the window before he moves on.
it's been a while since I've watched that, but I do vaguely recall that. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a couple of things they nixed in this. There's a line in episode 4 about the Doctor that they nix, which is a shame. Apparently it was too obvious or too blatant. Oh, scary thing! It's making noises. Why is it making noises?
Yes, I wouldn't stay in there for very much longer if I were you.
He was in Boomtown. He got killed by Margaret Slevine.
Wow, it's a good way to go.
Just pop in and collect my casket.
That one. Is he afraid to actually touch it?
Did he get the baseball bat from?
Grabbed it from Ace earlier.
Yes, you could be right there. I think you could be right.
Yeah.
Yes, no, you are right. He took it from her in the schoolyard. Yeah, all right. I'm with you. Okay.
Yeah. He supercharges it for her, but yeah, it's definitely hers.
No, you're right. Like I say, he takes it out of her backpack in the school before he leaves. This is so different to the previous year.
Yes. No gurning.
Hang on. What? How come he's got control of this thing? Nice.
And here we go.
Nice little joke
clue.
line coming up.
Yeah.
Yeah, that won't get old.
Old geezer with white hair, yeah.
So the question is, what is in there? I mean, it just looks like, well, dry ice. Oh, he's still being creepy. Oh, and so patronising. Oh!
She's in a dressing gown now, so... That's his mum's house, isn't it?
Yeah, she runs a guest house. Boarding house, whatever.
With an unfortunate sign in the window.
Yes. We'll say a little story for that. That sign, obviously, as we know, Ace looks at that and isn't very impressed. And Andrew Cartmel was very proud that they'd done that. And they were showing the episode to the head of the department. And something that never happens. This is very well done as well, this effect. Something that never happens. He said, no, can you rewind and watch that scene, please? And the head of the department watched it and said, you should have had her tear the sign up. And he's quite right.
Yeah.
Okay, let's have a feint. Thank you. Black Star, huh? We shall be on the brink of great power. All right, we knew Davros was in a bit of a state, but where's his left arm come back from? I mean, I'm sure somebody must have guessed it beforehand. I mean, I worked out who the Emperor was just before.
Yeah.
War as hell.
I don't remember if I'd worked it out or not.
Fought in war. Absolutely typical of a fascist leader. All right, I know Hitler did fight, but anyway. Ah, Peter Halliday, voice of the Silurians. And quite a lot more as well. Otherwise known as Packer. We've got to do that on the main show at some stage, the invasion.
Your pallbearers are very quiet.
I must say, your pallbearers are very quiet. It's just... Oh,
I reckon he knows.
What is this Doctor up to? This is so different, such different behaviour. Seriously, I'd like to consider it a paradigm shift for the character of the Doctor. I really would.
What do you what do you think about the theory that the Seventh Doctor killed the Sixth in order to come into being?
That's in my headcanon. That's my headcanon.
It is,
as far as I'm concerned, that's what happened. Yes.
Okay. I love this bit.
It's a new adventure.
I obey.
Anybody who watched my round on the Quiz of Rassilon? Sorry. Oh, Bronson's going for it.
Yeah.
This is the first indication we've proper
Renegade
that
Daleks.
there are two Dalek factions. Yeah,
Yes.
we've seen the different colours, but we didn't know what they were about.
No.
And they're supposed to be blue and red at one point, back in the early days. There's certain colours that work for Daleks. Now, what should have been dubbed over the top and wasn't was a Dalek voice ordering his termination.
Okay.
And that's when he says, no. Which is so
It
pitiful.
worked.
So pitiful.
It works without that.
Again, the paint box stuff is brilliant.
Yeah.
Like you say, everybody's really trying their best.
Right, thanks, Vic.
Take one pace forward.
Must be weird getting into a grave and pointing a camera upwards.
Oh, who's this? What? No. He's still doing that horrible smile. Oh, she ends up in survival. Mike's mother. Just saying. A couple of years later. No, following year.
Next year, yeah.
That's unusual. I think Letts and Dix had a 2 or 3 year ban on actors reappearing in the series. A friend of mine said the cartographical anomalies were the different spellings of the word hob in Hobbs Lane. Quatermass of the Pit. Oh.
Right.
I don't think that's true.
No, I don't think that piece of paper said that at all.
Yep. Oh, the ongoing gag of him reading a doctor book.
Oh.
Who's having a cheer up? Hello, Chestnut.
Because I don't want to tell you how.
Yeah. Space vagrant. That's what she calls him eventually. Oh, you patronite. Oh, I would slap him. So much.
Yeah. But they still, well, yeah, it's a bit of a strange character. So the area's been evacuated, but it's apart from his mum's house, or is that outside the area?
I don't know. Well, remember, you get a decision about the evacuation the following morning. The book explains how come the renegades can see all the way around London. Basically, Ratcliffe's men were workers, would fit aerials and whatever, and when they were there, they'd also put spy devices up.
Yeah.
May their shells be blighted. What a great line.
I like the Dalek lettering on that map there.
World War II.
We'll be on the right side in this.
Last great war of good against evil.
Lovely location there.
We're back in the officers' mess.
Peacetime nuclear accident provisions.
Oh. Little hint to what's going on in politics at the time.
Yeah.
Do you notice office has posted form? What is it? No idea, not my fault.
Oh.
So, Michael,
you're starting to echo back a little.
I apologise.
No, don't. Just knock it down a notch, I would expect. Okay. There's some good name dropping of some, there we go, Jottle Blank, the Fylingdale, of course. Fylingdale being a rather important place over here. There's an awful lot of very secret radar. If it's so secret, how do I know? I don't know. Right, and here we go. He's already done the thing with the pen. This is a great line.
So the doctor now is just trying to avoid casualties,
Yep.
basically.
He's just going to let
the
it
two
play out
factions
and just
do
keep
their
the military
thing.
out of it.
Yeah, give them something to do.
Oh, I'd never be able to do my hair like that. The joke. Now, at the time, it was supposed to be Professor
November.
X.
Oh, well.
Unfortunately, that doesn't match with the syllable that is said.
No, it doesn't. And also, if it's Doctor Who, which it can't be, but if it is, the time of the light downside doesn't work either.
Yeah, this whole bit is a little bit confused.
Yes.
Yeah, she should have torn it up.
Yeah.
But they were making a point. The point is made.
Doesn't hang it back up, though, does she?
No. Man on TV. See, it should have been Professor X. Professor X is Doctor Who in the Doctor Who universe. Nightshade is Quatermass in the Doctor Who. Because, of course, as we know from this story, Quatermass is canon in Doctor Who.
Yes. Yes.
That'll please Nigel Neal no end, I'm sure.
Rocket Group's got its own problems.
It does. This is only, about 5 years, if that, after London got ripped apart by rioting? At the end of Quatermass and the Pit?
Definitely the mess, because that's a pool table.
Yeah.
I love the way people look up at the ceiling. Up there.
Do they both come from outer space? That's a great line. Anything that has a space something, I will fall in love with. This is a great line as well.
I do have a question though. Do we think? It's probably a bit early to ask that question, actually.
All right, okay. Okay, so we are in studio. There's a photo background beyond the door. This is Sophie's big moment, this is.
They haven't towed that one away.
Oh, dear.
Oh, God.
Oh, something's going to happen.
Oh, there's lots of the buggers now.
I want to know what station she tuned into to get this drum music in 1963.
I want to know why they slowed the film down at that point.
I don't know either.
Just to make the edit. Maybe, you know how how Tennant's doctor allows a phone to communicate with the past. Maybe it gets radio signals from the future.
No, that would be the next one. That would be the next one. That's just an ordinary ghetto blaster. Ace's new one can do anything except possibly play music. Unless it's jazz.
Reference to Spyridon with that device.
Yep.
You know all about Spyridon, don't you, my friend? Yes, you do.
He's one of the survivors. Hello, Chestnut's here to say hello.
Hello, Chestnut.
My little area of blackness. You all right there, boy? Yes, you are. What do you expect me to do? Talk to them sternly?
Oh, God, what's the girl done now?
It's got a good beat. Come on, Ace.
on.
Well, now it's personal. I'm sorry.
Fuck him up.
Even more so. Small human female? Oh, that's gone. Oops. So's a bauble. Oh,
Yeah.
oh
Oh,
dear.
God. Oh, shit.
But the Dalek continues tracking her
Yes.
by sound. Hell of a lot better than the Dalek in Destiny.
And it just shoots. That's what I would do.
Yeah. Nice bit here. She's hurt her leg jumping through that.
I like the swivel of the Dalek there.
So do I. A little bit late on the gunfire shot, but
It's all right.
you can guess possibly a 5-second reload time. Oh dear. What are you taking? Oh, it's an ATR. That can't possibly go wrong.
And we're on location now. Pretty seamless.
I was about to say, it's one of the few times I've actually enjoyed OB on this rather than film.
Yeah. And I think Ace is screwed.
They've gone into full intimidation mode.
Yeah, they've...
Oh dear, what's going to happen? Right, we've got to stop it
Wow.
before it goes on to the next episode. It's gone on to the next episode. Shut it down. That was good.
That
Even
was
not
very
being able
good.
to hear it, that was good. Because I've seen it so many times now, I don't need to hear it. A lot going on, and so much. It's easy with hindsight to look at it and go, right, yep, that's what's happening. But at the time, it's a case of, what the hell's going on with the Doctor? What's going on here? What are they doing? And of course, it wasn't just this story. They kept going with it. And suddenly the Doctor had a character arc, which they did chicken out on a little bit.
It's unfortunate that we got the same story 3 stories later.
2 stories later. And
yeah,
they
2,
even point out the similarities with Remembrance of the Daleks in that story. Yes, you're quite right. It is... You could look at it as the Doctor doing some long overdue housekeeping, but when it comes to telling stories, which Big Finish don't like anymore, they do it for the love of stories. That's their new tagline. Is that Spiridon or is that another one?
That's a Spiridon one.
It is a Spiridon one, so you can take your hat off to people. God, look at that. Look at that. That's a Dalek. Don't need any of your other nonsense. Right, so that's episodes 1 and 2 done. Next Friday, we'll be back to do episodes 3 and 4. Tomorrow night, the Star Wars RPG will be streaming on this channel. And also, it might get ported over to YouTube, though for some reason last time it didn't port over properly. And something else. Oh yeah, the Flash and Blade on Sunday. We will be looking at either the first 4 or the first 8 episodes of Trial of a Time Lord. It depends how far Brian's gone with this. We'll also be looking at Babe and the Butcher. Star Cops episode 2. And the Blake 7 episode Assassin. So we've got that to look forward to. That's 9 p.m. UK time, 4 p.m. Eastern on Sunday. Come and join us. You can sit and chat and hurl comments at us and abuse. It's only round proper. Failing that, we'll see you on YouTube. Say goodbye, Andrew.
Bye, Andrew.
Ta-ra.